Tommy Crawford and the Jersey Guy. I'm Lewis here with Kenny and your favorite Jersey guy. Get ready for another round of real talk, crazy stories, and everything in between. What's up going on, my friends?
Yes.
You guys
Yeah,
good?
groovy. Yeah, cool stuff.
All right.
Yeah, that's our new intro. I'm digging it.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, cool.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it
appreciate
a
it.
lot. I like it a lot. Yeah. There you go.
All right.
So what's up, baby? What's our topic?
Space exploration. Some good stuff. Coming a far way. They're going pretty,
Yeah, it's moving pretty quick.
yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see the rocket come back from SpaceX? It came back and it landed in the way that it was described in the news. It was like it looked like
just-
pinchers.
Right,
Yeah.
it just like clipped into
Just
it
clipped
almost.
back into the tower and like the pinchers caught it and held it, and it was like I was like, what?
Well, that's on here too, man.
That was
Private space
awesome.
companies.
Yeah. Well, listen, that's the move, man. That's where it's at because, they're not afraid to do whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're
They still have
looking
to
just-
follow regulation.
Well, I mean,
though.
follow rules, but they're not afraid to push the limits.
Right.
They're
They
like,
have a
oh, we're gonna
different
make
point of
this.
view
We're
of
gonna- Exactly.
Right.
They like that. Listen, yeah, you're right. Their whole point of view on how to go about it and whatnot, as long as it's within safety parameters, NASA is gonna okay it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah,
And they retired the space shuttle.
yeah, they did,
They
man.
did.
Yeah.
I remember when they were moving that thing. And when they had to move it through people's, through the street
No
and
way.
everything. Yeah, bro.
I remember that.
Yeah, you don't
Oh,
remember
like
that?
No.
they paraded it, right? Like,
Right, they
with the space
couldn't-
shuttle or something.
Right, they had to pull it to where they needed to go. I think it was in a museum or something like that.
Yeah, I think one of them. I know one of them is at the Smithsonian in
Thank you. That would be the one.
in DC. I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw. I think Columbia.
No, I saw it before that got there.
Okay, yeah, nope. I saw it
I was
there.
pre.
Which one is it? It wasn't Columbia. I can't remember the name of the other one. But anyways, but yeah,
No, but it was still cool.
yeah, it's way groovy, and it doesn't look as big in person to me, anyways.
No, because when I went to Kennedy Space Center as a kid, and I remember those things were shockingly small.
Mhm.
I was like,
Yeah,
wow, they're like in this the whole time. I was
yeah,
like, wow. Like,
yeah.
You
I
think
don't
that
have
thing's?
claustrophobic,
don't
but I
think
think I might if I was in that thing.
You think that thing's small? Really?
Yeah, smaller than I thought it was going to be.
Really?
Smaller than what
The
I
first
assumed
one?
it was going to be. All of them.
All of them.
Yeah. They're just not as big as I thought they
Right.
were.
Well,
you
they've
know?
come far
Yeah,
away from that.
and I will
And
say,
then was, before its
Yeah.
time.
yeah.
They were ahead of their time.
yes, definitely,
You know,
definitely.
when going through that moment, that's what was happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now when you look at it, you're like, well, now we're doing this, that, compare,
Yeah.
it's
Way
Mhm.
different.
I always wondered. I never understood, I guess, because what I understood as far as physics is concerned, they would put it on top of the 747 and they would fly it from California to Florida or whatever to transport it,
to transport it.
right? My thing was, why couldn't they just get that 747 to get closer to the stratosphere and then it take off on its own to get it through instead of having to do it from ground, the three rockets and jet it up. It probably would have
cool.
been, like that. You know what I'm saying? So it was piggybacking on the
Right,
airplane.
it was on back, and then it
So
would just take
why
off
wouldn't
from
it just
there.
go from there?
Because I
Because
think the boosters are probably heavy as hell.
yeah, I don't know, man.
No. Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
That might
you might
be
be
it.
right. Yeah,
'Cause that's
so
a
that's
lot
what
of
you're
weight.
going.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just thought about that now, so my fault. We didn't look it
No,
up
no,
before. we
dude.
didn't look it up
It's just
before.
the weight.
So
You don't
my
really
bad.
think about it though when you don't, and then you realize, oh shit.
Yeah, because I was like, man, they should just take off from there, and it wouldn't have to use so much
Yeah.
fuel. It wouldn't be so expensive. Blah blah rah rah. But that makes sense. That everything else
be
is
heavy.
super heavy.
So heavy.
Yeah, but yeah, man. So like you said a minute ago, it's the private space companies or just private companies that are the ones that are now pushing the envelope to get us into space. Whether it's just a few times around the Earth, getting us to the moon, hanging out in a space lab.
Right, they're making it affordable for people to go back and forth.
Yeah.
To now you can go to the moon, or you can spend time in space.
Right. Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Would you do it?
I don't know.
I mean, if I had the money, why not? I mean,
I don't think I'd be good at
I
it.
think
Not at this
I'm
age.
not a risk taker, but I think for that, Yeah.
I think
I'd be like those people who are like, let's go see the Titanic.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Oh, that's maybe that would the same thing would happen.
Yeah, no. I would do it if it was like an airplane ride.
What?
Like if it was an airplane ride, like going from New York to California.
Right.
Like if it was just, go up and you could walk around and float or whatever without having that, so that you can do it in an airplane and it's gutted. You
can move
and
it
as you
over if
go
you need
up,
to.
no, I'm good now. But when the airplane it goes up and down, it gives you that zero gravity feel, right?
Yeah.
But if I can do that, stay up and do
be all right with that?
Yeah, one rotation around, but that there was room. I don't want it to be like we just said in the space shuttle was kind of small.
And then you're claustrophobic.
And then I'm stuck up there because now we can't come anywhere for 3 days. You know what I mean? Because we're
in
the
space, hanging out.
That I would be like, I would want to
People are in my
spacewalk
shit
though.
right now.
Yeah.
In my
Exactly.
space.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
That
hear
would
you,
be
bro.
cool.
But you know what?
that would be cool.
You know what it is too. It's like when you watch the footage of people back in the day were in the shuttle, you're like, oh, they're in like a room.
Right.
No,
That's the whole
it.
thing.
That's the
Yeah.
whole thing. I never realized that. I always was like an assumption, like, oh, they're like in a room. Like,
Right.
No, that is the room.
Yeah, it's like basically it's like just a tunnel on the
like a
inside
little
of this
tube,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, no.
I'm good.
Just watching it, I'm like, nah, I'm already like, I get the
If I'm going in, hanging out for like 5-10 minutes,
Right.
then I'm coming back, I'm good.
yeah.
But even then, I don't think I would last that long in space.
Yeah.
I'd probably chuck it.
I hear you. That makes sense. The same thing with the space station, because the space station is on the same thing. That it's super like narrow and whatnot. Yeah, no.
They do it for months, man.
Yeah, you hear about the two that are stuck in there until
They came down
February.
already.
Oh, did they? I thought it was another two.
No,
that
I
was
thought
stuck
I
up
read
there.
somewhere that they.
Well, then I'm glad they came home. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Glad y'all are back.
Pretty
But
sure.
now,
I'm pretty sure.
so now that's right here, just orbiting the Earth. Do you think you'd be able to do it if there was, quote unquote, a little colony going on the moon and or on Mars? Do you think you'd be able to stay in those pods that they're showing? Yeah.
What, you mean like those little cities?
Again,
Yeah. So like they were showing.
I feel like I'd be claustrophobic in that too because I
it'd have
know
to be
it
big.
would- because there'd be no outside.
If you're
Yeah.
building it, though,
You're just like
if you're there living there and you're with the people building it,
Yeah.
it'd probably be a different experience. Think about it.
yeah.
Because it's a part of your life. This is what you do.
Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I would enjoy that though. I wouldn't.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, no, because then the other thing, the issue is you getting there. So now you're going to be in that little space shuttle, all claustrophobic. Now, when you get there, you got to help build the pod or build the house or the hut or whatever. So I'm saying, yeah,
I
and
would
that's
be
a
only
lot.
interested in living on a planet where I can just go outside, which is no planet.
But
if
if
there
you-
was an inhabitable planet where like they made it inhabitable, like they're like, oh, we altered the ecosystem in Mars,
Right.
and made it like inhabitable, like where they could be outside. I'd be like, hell yeah.
Okay, we'll say this. Let's say that the pods that they built for on the moon and or that could be potential for Mars.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Now, if it was the size of like this and that room. So you have your room, your space here, area. You have a bedroom or whatever where your living quarters are going to be sizable, if you will, right? To go outside, all you got to do is put on the spacesuit.
Yeah.
Do you think you'd be able to handle that?
I don't know.
Yeah?
Maybe one time.
Yeah?
I don't think I want to go again.
I don't know, man. I think
It's a lot of
that way I
space,
could do
man.
it. Yeah.
For little me.
Well, I guess.
Speck.
Yeah.
Not even a speck.
Not
Not in space.
Yeah.
Not in space, my friend.
Well, how
I make
far do you think you'd be able to handle if it was an airline
I think
kind
it would be
of
cool
ride?
as hell. I don't think I'd be able to withstand it because I would be nauseous.
Even in space, you think you'd be nauseous?
Oh, I know, because I did that stupid ride and I think it was Disney or something, and it was like mimicking what space would be like when they were on this thing.
Yeah.
And boy, I lasted through it.
Yeah.
But I got close.
I mean, the whole idea sounds cool.
I was like,
Being
I
in
don't
space.
like the way that
I
felt.
just don't want to live in space.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
what
good.
it is.
Yeah,
Being in
right.
space,
Fair
cool.
enough.
Living in space, not so much.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get that.
If you say on the moon, maybe.
Yeah.
If they really do colonize it, do things like that. I mean, that would be cool.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So my
Do you think it'd
personal.
be wise for them to do that?
So because of
Based on, they say that they should have no problem. Just tunneling it.
Are we talking? So now if we get environmentally correct. Now here we are. We're drilling and doing everything that we're doing here to planet Earth.
Right.
Now to go and do it to the moon.
You got to do it green.
That's where the that's
You have to do that.
Yeah.
right. So
You have to do that. Do it the right
what's
way.
there? But what's there that we would like really need if we're going green here? Like
Right,
what would we have
exactly.
to bring back? You know what I'm saying? So
There's
that
nothing
would
really-
be
I
right.
get it. It's just the fact that you could travel there and live there.
Then that now it's going to be the crazy part. Have you seen that movie The Martian? With,
Yeah, that was really
you
good.
see that movie,
movie,
The Martian?
man.
Right. So now look at all that he
Remember how he
did.
starved himself at the end?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So now think of if we had to do something, not just that kind of drastic, but living on the moon.
Right.
We'd have to set something up for us to be able to grow food. Everybody would be vegan. So you'd be chilling, because you wouldn't be able to farm any animals really. In all honesty, not enough
That would
space.
be-
And
and that would be so inefficient because you
Yeah.
have to feed animals
Yeah.
in order to, kill
right.
them later. It would be
Like the
insane.
craziest thing that would be, the only
Thank you,
thing.
Kenny, for bringing that up.
Well, I'm just saying. Well, you got to get the mind right, bro. You got to get the head right. Yeah, right. No, you got to get the head right.
No, I
No,
didn't
you
mean
got to
like
have
that.
the head right.
I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah, you have to have your
That's
mindset
funny.
that to understand you're going to be
Right, no, you
vegan
have to
now.
do it. You
Yeah,
have
like
to.
these are all the things that would have
Absolutely.
to come through. Because the only thing you may be able to have up there are chickens for eggs.
Yeah, but you have to feed chickens. So it's inefficient. Now you have to. Those
And
are
there
extra
you go.
lights
Right.
that you have to feed. It's
See, so
that's
that
the
then
problem.
and you wouldn't even. There you go. You see, so you can't even do that. So I mean.
Hey, man,
Yeah,
I'm
everybody's
not-
going vegan. You know what? I'll try some vegan food.
But
bro.
still,
It's all right. A vegan
it doesn't
burger.
matter as far as space is concerned. Really.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
What you just said.
Oh,
Oh,
they need
yeah.
the food replicator.
There you go.
There you
That's
go.
it, bro.
Exactly.
Star
Trek.
Star Trek.
It always
Then
goes-
I'll have
Listen,
a steak with you.
I was going to mention
because
this.
it'll be
yeah,
vegan.
it'll be tofu.
It'll just be replicated.
yeah.
It'll be the real thing. It'll just be replicated.
Yeah.
So no animal.
I was actually going to mention this scientific, why, sci-fi and that, right? The difference in the comparison. I was going to mention, and then it wound up just coming up, which was really cool. Always think when I look at what's happening now,
Yeah.
you definitely say, yeah, it's getting kind of close to what we see in the movies and things like that.
Yeah.
Maybe,
I
probably
think
way better,
the
obviously.
Biggest,
Well,
the biggest
not
thing
close
is
in that sense, but I meant like
figuring out a
Right.
propulsion
It's just-
system that doesn't
it's
rely
crazy.
on combustion.
A propulsion
And
system.
I said if they can figure out a propulsion system that doesn't require combustion, like some I don't know,
Like the
some
anti-gravity.
shit that we haven't, we haven't figured out yet.
Like what we
The stuff
believe.
that like people see the UFOs, the ones that like can move like with precision, with like not like anything that's defies
that we have that
aerodynamics.
can move in that
Yeah.
manner at all.
Yeah.
No,
Because right now,
If
with
we
all
could
the
figure
fuel,
out something like that, we could just cut right out of the atmosphere with no like friction.
yeah.
That would be like that. We would be able to like
Yeah.
travel so far
Yeah.
and
so
fast.
fast. We could go to Jupiter in like 10 minutes.
Wow, can you imagine that?
Dude.
Or 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Or 2 minutes.
Could
Who
happen.
knows?
I'm not going to say it won't.
Well, dude, you know what? Then that would be a trip worthwhile because now we look at all the things that we've seen in movies and
Oh,
such.
because you could take a short trip. You're
I
not
don't know.
traveling
Exactly.
I don't know if
small
I would do
space
it.
for-
Yeah.
you know.
You know?
Tell me how it goes. If is there gravity on the ship? Yes. Does it go out? Not all the time. Oh, I think I'll stay.
Yeah. But if you have the boots that are magnetic boots, you could just and walk through the whatever. You know? I'm just saying, bro.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So now NASA, so now we'll skip over a little bit. So as of right now, and I know because I followed them for a little while, NASA had the rovers on Mars. Came back with the coolest pictures, videos,
Yeah.
Right.
all these things that they had over there. And they even found water, frozen water.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that's not wild to think that that planet was a living planet many, many, many moons ago. You know,
Yeah, they
like
just say
it's
it might
proof
be.
now.
It was just too close to the sun.
Right. You know, that
Is what they
would be
said.
insane. Because now, you know, you really want to just use your imagination a little bit. What if there are really whatever life form living below the surface? You know what I mean?
I don't know if I go that far, but I would say maybe
Well,
they
I'm
would
talking-
find, like, you know, like they do here.
Yeah, well, I'm talking like, you know, maybe like, I'm not saying like a humanoid or something like that. I'm saying like maybe, you know, some kind of organisms, you know, some little bugs, you know, little animals or something like that would be able to survive. I mean, think about it here. There are little bugs that survive in Antarctica.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And they're in the ice and they live in the ice. There's worms, there's things that are like the size of like beetles, you know, like medium-sized beetles or whatnot.
Yeah.
Everything has its.
Exactly. You know, things that live out by the
purpose.
volcanoes. Right. So that then maybe there are that kind. That's what I mean by I know that, like, I don't think that they'd
Oh,
be
you
like
mean on other planets?
on other planets and
Yeah,
stuff
who
that, you know,
knows? That maybe.
it would be. But, you know,
I think there's things that I'm sure there's things in space on other planets and other solar
Dude, they're
systems
landing. They're
that
landing on
make no
asteroids.
sense
I
to
mean,
us
or
now,
is it?
you know, like
yeah.
defy the laws of physics? You
Yep.
know, maybe there's like
Yeah.
that, or maybe when we like have our what is it, table of contents, or what is it called? Not table of contents. What the
Index?
elements, the
Oh, yeah.
table
Yeah,
elements
yeah.
or whatever. All that's what we know based on our planet.
Right.
We don't know if there's other metals or other type natural elements on other planets.
Right.
You know,
And
we
that
just
goes
assume
Different insects.
Right.
Different life
different
forms.
things can.
It would be everything.
maybe
Right.
survive.
It would be starting all over from the beginning again.
Yeah.
So,
If you went there.
we're
Right.
we're just so cocky about it. We're like, yeah, well, I guess not, because based on what we know about only this planet, we assume can exist in other planets,
Right.
and
Not that it
other
would,
solar systems.
right. I hope they're not that naive and say because of what lives here is going to be there more than
It's impossible.
maybe it was something different.
to know
Right.
it exists.
But was their
outside.
life? They're not saying that. I don't think they are. That it is human. It can be a different life form, totally different life form that lived
Right.
on that planet.
Yep.
And now we're finding their remnants or what's left over. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's,
History,
yeah, exactly. And it's, they
space
found,
history.
Oh yeah, dude, all day, all day. But that goes to what you were saying before, you know, about we have now rovers that are digging or, you know, looking into mining on asteroids and whatnot, you know.
They're mining. They're landing on them and mining them.
Yep.
And then they're releasing and then taking off. And
Yep. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yep, because
That is
they want to
cool,
know
man.
what's on them. Because the other part of that too, that was a twofold thing. Because I watched it on Nat Geo, and what it was, I know, sorry, I did.
no,
that.
I watch it too.
Yep, and they were saying they were looking for what they could, you know, what kind of ore would be on that, you know, steel or platinum or whatever,
Or a
gold.
different type of metal, of
Yep.
course.
And
or
then
element, right? Is it
the
an element?
element, yeah. And then the other thing was also to see if they can land and anything on there, you know, like a droid that they would land on their rover, and that they would hit it with a couple of jets, like, and push it away from hitting Earth.
Yeah.
And or hitting anything like right near us, so then we wouldn't get the, you know, whatever little asteroids or whatever were that the doomsday meteor coming, you know. So
You know what's funny about asteroid fields in space? An asteroid field looks like a lot.
right,
The big thing people don't understand is those asteroids are hundreds of millions of miles apart from each other. They'll never. It's not like in the movies where like, oh, we got
yeah, we got like 3 or 4 movies, yeah, right, right,
like in Star Wars,
Yeah,
where they
like-
like zigzag through.
Are you
Yeah.
sure?
No,
It's not floating around, spinning fast,
Yeah.
spin match out of nowhere.
yeah. That's what
It's space, man. Shit
Yeah,
happens.
that's
I mean,
funny.
It's just like asteroid fields. Like it looks like a lot, but
Right.
they're so far apart.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, they're more.
Yeah.
I believe that. That I do
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah,
Because
there are-
They
there-
say, look how far we are from the moon. Look how far
Right.
we are from Mars. You know, they just, you realize, wow,
yeah,
that's pretty far.
yep.
And it's a long journey. No, I don't know if I want to do that.
And again, you know, it's one of those things
Not now
where
in my life. I don't.
right. Well, but
I
why
think where I
not
am
now?
Because what? I'm older now. and
Exactly. That's why I say I would do it, because I'm older.
I'm older now.
I'm gonna be a cyborg.
Yeah, there we go. The Borg.
Yeah,
Assimilate.
yeah. No, but go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying that, you know, we have time now that we don't want to just waste away and just, you know what, let me go travel through space for like 10 years.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I'm not doing that.
I
Let
get
me
that.
enjoy myself. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm saying I wouldn't do it.
Right. Yeah.
I'm saying if people feel that they need to do it and they want to do it, absolutely go for it.
But you know what?
For me, it was like, yeah, I'm good.
You know what? We should talk about what we got the James Webb telescope.
Go ahead.
Well, I was saving that for
you
last.
said- Save that for last. Yeah.
Let's hold
I was
on.
saving it for the
I
last
wasn't sure.
15, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to jump ahead then.
I was with you. I'm glad we were on the
I
same
should have
wavelength,
mentioned
though.
that. It's my
Okay.
bad.
Yeah.
But,
No. I'm with you. I was like, good. That's why I was going through the other stuff.
It's good stuff, man. What's going on with that thing? It's
Yeah.
incredible.
We'll get to it.
Yeah,
I don't
so-
want to jump ahead. I apologize.
Yeah. Well, no. Sorry.
We just did land on an asteroid and to mine it. And then I believe it jumps off. It doesn't
Yes.
stay on.
Right. Yeah.
And then it takes off and then it reports back whatever
Right.
it is he picked up or it picked up, whatever it is. And they get the data.
Yeah.
And then they go from there and they figure it out. You know?
Now that's the other problem for me because it takes so long. Because so if it's the one that I think you're talking about, it was out past Jupiter, and it had landed on an asteroid up that far out.
Really?
And
That's pretty impressive.
The laser. So they're using a laser pretty much to aim it back at Earth, and that's how we get the information.
Yeah.
But because it takes so long, that now it's out by Pluto
Right.
before we even get the info back.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it just shot out another 3 or 4 years before we got the info of what it did 3 years ago.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I
Crazy.
mean?
That's
the
pretty
downside. To me, that's the downside. Because
I don't know.
now-
I think it's getting better. I don't think it's that long, really, now with the other planets. They're figuring it out. I think they got it down. It's going to be impressive if they do this and they're able to go to Mars and people actually want to go.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they should. If this is something that, they truly, it's in their blood, they're an astronaut. This is what they do, or whatever. They're in the military or something.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? These, I'm thankful for those people to go and see, but you know.
Dude, listen, that would be insane. Like that would be one of those things I personally would like to see happen. I wouldn't mind, like I said before, being able to take a ride out to the moon,
Yeah.
if it was, like I said, sitting in an airline, well, because what? Not SpaceX, Amazon.
Okay.
That he has that one that it's like you're sitting in like his. Well, I don't. Have you seen his spaceship thing? The one that he's in the rocket, because you're sitting in like a round room, kind of thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And so you're sitting in a round room because you're only going up. It's just sitting in
That's
the
cool.
stratosphere,
That's
and then
really
you come back down. But it's pretty much what it is. So it's not like you claustrophobic sitting in whatever. Which again is why it's even cooler that these
Very cool.
that these companies, well, Amazon and SpaceX, that they're making these kind of spaceships, where people are going to be comfortable to go. You don't want to be sitting all crunched up and, this super uncomfortable spacesuit or whatever, They, matter of fact, they just made the spacesuit that is more form-fitting.
Yeah.
So that this way you would feel more comfortable. It's almost like a
It's tighter.
like a fighter jet pilot,
Really?
a fighter
Oh,
pilot
okay.
jet, a pilot fighter jet. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That thing,
no, I know what you mean,
but
yeah.
so it's a little bit more form fitting and easier to move, and that it's not so heavy and bulky like when Armstrong went up into the into space and whatnot.
that's
That
cool.
big crazy
Listen,
thing.
those people are brave as hell to do something like that. It's in
Yeah.
their nature to, what? All right, space, cool. Let's do it.
Let's go. Right, you're right. 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. Dude, that is awesome, and
Even the
hats off
people
to
who
them.
did it first, who didn't know,
Right.
they
That
had
was
experience first,
Yeah,
and everybody after them.
dude.
I can't imagine what that was like.
Hell yeah. I'm scared thinking about that. Like,
Nah,
oof,
I'm good.
Oof, 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 But and I would like to see them go back to the moon, Or those
They're going
that
to.
believe that they went back to the moon the first time, that they went to the moon the first time, others that don't. But
No, they plan on
I
going
would
back.
love to see that happen all over again. It would be really cool that while they're up there, to prove that they were up there, that they would turn around and put a light out, set like a strobe light, like a lighthouse, to show that they're up there, that the world could see that they're really up on the moon. You know what I mean? Because people don't
that
believe
side,
that.
right,
Yeah, right
right.
there. So they would be on the side facing Earth, and they would just like hit this crazy
Could they do
spotlight
that?
thing. Why not? It's just a light.
That would be pretty cool
You know?
if they can pull that off.
Yeah. Well, because it's so the moon doesn't spin.
No,
It stays fixed.
No, it's just
Right.
where it's
So
at.
that then
That's
if
why
you
we
just
never see the dark side of the moon.
exactly, so that then if you just turn around and you have a nifty mirror, that's on the space shuttle itself or whatever spaceship, and just kind of angle it like this, that the Earth would see the reflection of the sun. Yeah. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you know. I know exactly what you're saying. That might be impressive.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to be a huge mirror or whatever, but, think about it. They fold it out now. You go camping and it's like a little radar.
The right way.
Exactly. That this way people can see it. Yeah.
At this time, such and such is going to happen.
Hell
People
yeah.
have to go
Everybody would be outside and watch that shit.
You know what's probably on the dark side of the moon? A lot of...
The Transformers.
Yeah.
in disguise.
Like a lot of asteroid. Like bigger, because that's probably gets hit more with asteroids.
Right on that backside.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so why do we want to go there?
Yeah.
Is there a reason?
Well,
No.
Why don't we send something in to look at it?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. But that's what,
when it comes back.
And that's what a lot of that's what the reason for them trying to get and doing all these space tests is to get back over there so they can go and look on the dark side of the moon.
Probably
exactly.
A lot more craters.
Because
it probably gets hit all the time.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
It probably gets. It used to get hit a lot more than it does now.
Yeah. It saved us from a lot of it.
Its history is.
Yeah, it's deep.
And from what I understand, the farther away it's going to go. From what I understand, too.
The moon?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was coming closer.
No, it's going farther out.
Listen. If you think about all the things that has happened on all the planets, for the last 3 million years, and here we are, and we've evolved to where we are in the past 5,000 years, you know what I mean? That's pretty wild, and then even with the people that believe that we're not we're the only ones. Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah. I'm just saying, but that people don't believe that there could be life on another planet.
Right. Listen, I think there is. But first, why don't we fix what we got going on here? Let's not get into that conversation, but do that here first. Why do we need to go somewhere else? We're not doing it here. Right. Do it here first, then go somewhere else. Yeah. And then do it.
No, true enough. I'm with you, bro.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear that.
You're going to do right. By the way, laces out, bro.
This guy.
laces out.
That is great. That is great. Oh, yeah. But yeah, man, I think it would be kind of cool, And like we were saying before, there's we sent out a few robots, probes, rovers.
There's a Mars. NASA's Artemis program.
Yep. Now that one, it didn't die out yet, right?
No. So by late 2020, present. They hope by late 2020 we'll have presence on the moon where we're actually there all the time.
That's cool.
You know what I mean?
That would be
late 20s. Cool.
Right.
So
yeah. So
when that would be, right now we're 24 right now.
I wonder what the advantage would be. I wonder if there's something we could do like that.
Listen, if they do it, I'm all for it. Just do it smart. And they do. I don't think NASA's never really done a bad job of what they've done. Some bad things have happened.
I mean,
but overall, and heartbreaking, of course. But and when you retrospect, you think about it, right? They learn from it, they move on, they get better, they make sure they check this for now on, whatever's going on. Fortunately, the fucking things happen.
Challenger was the O-ring, and then with Columbia was a loose ceramic tile.
Yep. Yeah,
that I didn't know that for years. That the white and black on the shuttle were ceramic tiles. To absorb the heat.
To spread out the heat,
especially when it came in, because it came in belly first.
Yeah, yep. So the atmosphere
it never came in nose. It came this way.
Because this way it keeps
all the heat, man.
This way it keeps it. It says just it spreads the heat. Yeah, this way it's not just in the one spot.
Right,
it just
flares it out.
Right, so
still hot, but
yeah, it's wild. But yeah, man,
that's balls to do that.
Dude,
to do something like that. And what about the spacecraft back in the day when they first came out? When I was a kid, I remember sitting and watching them landing on the moon. That was crazy. I remember sitting there and watching it, black and white. We're in an apartment, I'm saying from that time till now,
right?
It's amazing where they've come. Now it's so much they could just send something out and it'll do the work for them. They can look and watch and see things with just a camera,
right?
So they don't necessarily have to be there. To go there, obviously, that would be great too.
Yeah.
But You want to do it right. You
Right.
want to have a decent life. If you're going to stay up there for a few years, you want to at least have some room to roam around. So you're going to need to build some shit.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. The houses, the huts, the just the living
Tunnels. It's
stuff
gonna
that they're
just
making.
be like a hive of some sort.
Right. Yeah. They look pretty groovy. You know, they look
they can
really
do
cool.
that.
You know,
But
but
the
I
thing
guess,
is, you get storms up there. Yeah, don't matter.
well, that's the
done.
thing. They're making them strong enough to where those little sandstorms
No, not
wouldn't
little
be
sand.
able
No,
to.
I'm talking about Mars.
Yeah, they saying
no.
that the sandstorms that they have, that the hardest thing is going to be to keep the fine sand out, the fine dirt, the little rocks, because there's so many storms that happen that it's dusty.
Right.
So it's almost like a talcum powder. It's that kind of
Gotcha.
thing. So then it's gonna get into all the cracks and
Right.
stuff, and that's where the issues come in. They can build a structure where it'll be tight, from the wind. You know what I mean? Because that's why they have them like the huts that they make them round.
Yeah.
But it's just that sand that's going to be the hassle,
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's the crazy part. That's the crazy part. But yeah, that would be really groovy, man. If, like you said, by the late 2020s, for us to have colonization on, what I miss?
No, I'm laughing at myself. I
Oh, okay.
apologize.
No. That, late 2020s,
Right,
that,
yeah.
we'd be
It's
able
just
to
gonna
have
get
that out
better.
there.
It's gonna get better
Oh,
for
dude,
now.
that's going to be
Yeah, I
so
apologize.
freaking amazing. That's going to be so amazing.
Yeah, you could see that the technology is getting so much better. It's getting more intricate. They can, they're figuring out other things now. Hopefully, they do it the vegan way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no
Of
lie.
course.
No
Of
lie.
course.
Yeah, no, I think that's going to be the bomb. And then, so now we could do the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
Telescope.
Well, the telescope, James Webb.
Yes.
This thing is amazing. It's found things that we thought we saw, and then when he took pictures,
Completely.
it was totally opposite of what we thought it was going to be, or it had a
The way
different.
it sees gases and
Oh, it's
stuff
crazy.
like that. It's just like this. You just see like this plume of like this orange gas, and I think that might have to do with light. Or with the.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But it's like amazing.
Mm-hmm. It's freaking great, ain't it?
Yeah.
It is so cool.
The
Like
photos.
my favorite picture is the pillars of creation. So it's those tall, long ones, and just seeing how much better, clearer it looks. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What? And that's millions of years happening. That is still, creating.
Well, that's the thing that I always found weird is when people say like, oh, we looked millions of miles, millions of light years away and we don't see any planet that's inhabitable, but like maybe it's not inhabitable
When we
100
see it.
million years ago when you looked at it.
Right, exactly. Because
Right.
we're seeing the past. We're not seeing what's
Right.
happening
We're not seeing
right
what
now.
just happened. No, not at all.
Exactly.
You're seeing past. The same as when you look at a star or anything else in the sky.
Because
Right.
your light
Right.
is what
Still
you're seeing.
traveling.
Yeah. Because we're not even seeing any, there's no stars except for the sun
Light
in our
what
solar
is
system.
what you perceive light. So if you're seeing something that's that many light years away, light had to travel that far to send the picture back to your
Yep.
eyes. That is how far away you're seeing.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. So I think about, us getting any kind of information. All of our stuff is, way back when. Like they sent out back in the 60s and 70s, they were sending out records and on the satellites with music and math equations and such on it, that by the time they get it, any other civilization will
Right.
be able to decode it or open it or read it or whatever. That was back when we were dumber than we are now, I guess, if that makes any sense in comparison to what it would be or could be, out there. Do we,
Right.
we hear about UFOs. We don't see them coming.
Listen, I don't listen. I think space is amazing because it holds the key to everything. It helps you. 'Cause
Yeah.
a lot of the stuff that's in the stars is what we come from.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So we're part of the universe, my friend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Deep, my bro.
That was way
It's
deep.
deep.
That was super deep. Yeah.
It's too deep.
We're all come from stardust.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Little
now,
speck.
what other things did we see that they discovered from the telescope? did you see anything else? Because like I saw a lot of the stuff. They took a lot of pictures of things that we saw before it was this kind of high
I
def.
just know it's just the picture and quality and it's like looking at like a high depth, but like going from standard
Looking it up right
definition
now. I
to
finally
like
apologize.
Yeah, no,
1,000K. you know what I
right.
mean?
Yeah, listen, it's insane because it's further out too, and that was the other thing they
Yeah.
wanted to do. Another
and it's
thing.
seeing stuff that had like we already said it
Right.
had already happened already.
Yeah,
You know, and it's gone closest to the beginning we've ever come.
right.
So,
Which is mind blowing.
which
Right.
is crazy.
You're like, what is that?
Yeah,
Yes.
like it's what?
Hello.
Oh, that gas. We don't even know what that gas is because we haven't we haven't discovered
Right.
it yet. You know,
Exactly.
like it's just the colors and whatnot. And
The James, I don't mean to
go ahead.
The James Webb Telescope, JWST, has recently made remarkable discoveries, significantly advancing our understanding of the universe. Exoplanet atmosphere.
Right. See.
You find planets that have that,
Yeah.
right? They got all this distant galaxies and black holes, organic molecules in early universe.
Yeah. See, the black holes are the
That's
ones that scare
crazy.
me.
Early universe,
Yeah.
not late,
Mm-hmm.
not in between.
Right. Yeah. Way beginning ones. Yep. But that's what. But
It's crazy.
That's what scares me though too, because black holes in some
Well,
of
they
those
say
spaces.
she found a bunch of those as well.
Right. So there's one that's close to us here. So now it's
It's part
just
of
a
the
matter
universe.
Yeah, black hole.
Yeah.
So now it's just a matter of how long before it gets big enough that it starts to suck us in, because that might be why it is. And now that I say it out loud, I remember that being a thing, that the moon is getting us, that we're spreading out because pulled in by like the gravity.
Well, you never know.
The gravitational pull
Makes
of the
sense.
black holes is what's pulling.
Makes sense.
apart.
But you would think
Yeah.
we would get closer, though, right? Because they were all going to the same place, wouldn't it?
It depends, but don't forget we have the sun.
Right.
So because we're orbiting the sun, the
Gotcha.
closer we are to the sun is the stronger that the gravitational pull around the sun is. So then those of us that are closer don't go
Gotcha.
out and get pulled out as fast, I guess is the easiest way to put it.
Right.
So that's why I'm glad that the telescope can see that shit, because it doesn't make a difference because we're going, it won't make a difference. You know what I mean? It's over.
Right here.
Before any of that shit.
So you were just saying
what I mean?
black holes, right? Distant galaxies and black
humans
holes.
won't even exist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably not.
we're gone already.
Our evolved.
This is just our
species
echo
would
right
have
now.
been
What you
like
see right now is just what
Yeah.
happened. Right.
Right. We already did that.
We already did this shit. Webb captured galaxies that formed shortly after the Big Bang, challenged existing models of galaxy formation. It also identified some of the earliest supermassive black holes, helping researchers better understand the universe, on how the universe, or massive structure, I should say, evolved into young universe.
There you go.
Into young universe.
Yep. There
Wow.
it is.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah. Sorry.
Insane. It would be just really cool if, when we sent a rover out, when we took a picture of another
they do that
planet or whatever,
already?
that we would see somebody be like, wave back.
Oh, right. Where
You know what I
back at
mean?
it.
Like that would
on
be
TV or something.
Yeah, like that would be fantastic.
It could happen.
Yeah.
It could happen.
That would be so cool. man.
These
So
pictures
cool.
are from Mars. These pictures are from the moon. These
Yup.
pictures, this video.
Yeah.
But did you watch the documentary on that?
No, I didn't see the whole documentary.
It's
thing, no.
really good. They in order to get that thing out there.
Oh, it was amazing.
They had so many practice missions on it because it had to open a certain way in a certain time frame. Otherwise, it was not going to work right.
Right.
And they got it like
I do remember
perfectly. And they're piloting it from Earth.
Right.
So it's like really precise, and there's like a radio delay on some of it, so you have to press the button. And it's like
And wait. Yeah.
and like.
That I knew. Now, question: didn't they have a broken lens or something on it, or
I
they had to
think
go fix?
they had to fix it.
Yeah, they had to change it
somehow.
up because it was concave. Then when they put it in, they put it in backwards.
Yeah, or something.
So would
Yeah.
they do send something there to fix it?
Yeah,
I don't.
I don't know if it was something or someone. I don't remember what it
remember
was.
they-
No,
Had
you
some
thinking
trouble.
Hubble or you thinking the new one? Because the new
No,
one's been good.
the new so
one,
it's part of the Hubble.
It's the
It was
Hubble.
yeah.
But the new one, James Webb, that thing is hit. It's gotten hit a couple of times already.
right. Yep, I saw that.
All right, it's got dinged. But it's locked in where it's supposed to be. It's orbiting. you know, and that's where it's getting, you know, it's right where it needs to be to get those freaking pictures, man. Can you imagine how far?
Dude, that's
It's looking
awesome.
back. It's like, wait, hold on. And you're like, it must be amazing when you see the pictures. You know what I mean? It's just crazy.
Yeah. They're beautiful. And they were saying that the different spectrums of light that it's catching are wide as we get to see those gases and whatnot. You know, listen, bro, that thing. I love all that stuff. I like watching it. I like hearing it. You know, it
goes
cool
pretty
to
far
see
back,
it.
man. It does a bunch of stuff, you know. So
Yeah.
here it says, universe's expansion debate. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. Have intensified discussions about the Hubble constant, a measure of universe expansion rate. The telescope date has not resolved discrepancies between differences measurement methods, keeping this debate open among cosmologists.
Mm-hmm.
Space. I hope I pronounced that correctly.
Close enough.
Intriguing stellar patterns. In recent image, JWST captured unique concentric rings around the Wolf-Rayet star, WR140.
Oh, yeah.
Likely formed in
There you go.
interceptions. But this is companion that these structures, after a rare glimpse into the complex, I don't have my glasses, so I do apologize. Complex lifestyles of massive stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, telling you, man, it's really awesome. It's cool to see, you know, space. It's cool to see where we have gone in exploration.
That was rough to get through.
You know,
right?
it's all right.
Sorry,
bro.
guys.
Get your glasses later. Just to see all that stuff. You know, pros and cons. Getting up into space, it might be a little claustrophobic. You know, I don't know. I can handle.
But you know what
that
you have
for
to
too
have with
long.
you when you go?
My fidget spinner.
Laces out.
laces
son.
out.
Laces out.
You have to have
that
it
would
in
be
there
cool.
with you.
That would be cool.
Laces out, bitch.
That
That's
would
who
be
I'm.
cool.
That's who I am. You see that? You know who I'm about.
That's freaking great, man. Pretty much. Yeah. But yeah, man. So
It's good stuff.
yeah. So thank you guys.
No, I'm glad. This was a great conversation.
Yeah, thanks for having that kind of conversation. That was really groovy.
I always love talking about this stuff. You could talk about this stuff forever. It's just amazing how they so precise and clean and nothing can get in. They have to wear these crazy suits when they're moving stuff, and they're so slow.
Yeah.
And you're watching you could tune into it and watch it. It's crazy. It's like,
I think that'd be the one reason I want to go to space, to see if I'm really going to move that freaking slow. Like, I don't know if is it really.
no, but I mean the people who are building it and making it.
Yeah. I'm just
they're taking their time. They're not rushing it.
Yeah.
They're
right. That's
they're
true.
clean.
Yeah, I just want to see.
And then
this.
everything that goes near it or goes in it will have to be wearing.
right.
They would have to be clean.
Yep.
No fucking
Definitely.
around.
No fucking around.
Yeah, none. But that's why they have that clean room. So when you walk in,
right.
like you walk, like say the foyer, and you walk in, like
If they really do that, though.
yeah, well, got to blow you off, got to dust you off.
Hey,
It's one of them things, man.
I hear you, man.
It's one of them things. But
anyway,
yeah. So that's our time for today, gentlemen.
talk more, but this is our time, so we need to go.
That is funny. Yeah. So thanks everybody for listening. Hit us up like always. Love, peace, and hair grease.
Live long and prosper.
And go vegan.
Holla.